Welcome guys to another video. Guys, you guys remember when I told you about how the counselor never emailed me back about my schedule change request? Well, it turns out she did. She just emailed it to my school account, which, blocks your emails by default, so I couldn't access it. So like a couple days ago, my English teacher's like, alright guys, I'm going to teach you how to access your emails on your school account, and I'm like, oh boy, and then I go to my emails, and then I see an email from the counselor asking, so what other classes would you like to take? And it was sent like back in August, and I'm just sitting here like, well, shit, I guess I gotta deal with this now. Anyways, we're gonna be telling more life stories, so put on those panties, grab your popcorn, and let's get after it. Alright, this first story takes place back in 4th grade. I remember the counselor, she was leading some class assignment. It was about like kindness or some shit, I don't remember. But we got into groups of 4, and I was put into a group with 2 girls and 1 other guy. And one of the girls was telling us like what to do. She was like, alright, the other girl is gonna be the teacher, and she's gonna be walking down with a piece of paper in her shoe. And you guys are gonna be the assholes roasting her and just making fun of her. And I'm gonna be the nice one that's gonna help her out. And I'm like, alright, yeah, this sounds pretty easy. I can do this. So, it's our turn to present. We walk up to the front of the classroom, and we begin our skit. The girl with the paper in her shoe, she starts walking across the classroom, and then I'm like really getting after it. I'm like, look at this idiot, she has paper in her shoe, and the other guy's giving real half-assed attempts at it, like, yeah, you fucking idiot. And then the other girl's like, oh no, paper, whatever will I do, oh no. So then halfway through, the counselor just like stops us, and then she just starts yelling at me, and I'm like, what did I do wrong this time? And then she's like, Jackie, this is about kindness. Why are you making fun of her? What is this garbage? What if I saw you in the hallway with trailing toilet paper behind you, and I just started making fun of you? Like, hey guys, look at Jackie over here. Look at this fucking idiot. He's got toilet paper in his shoe. Everyone laugh at him. And I'm just sitting there like, what? Where is this coming from? What is your thought process here? I'm just doing what I was told. And she's like, no. You know what? See me in my office after class. And I'm just sitting there like, alright, I don't know what I did wrong here. And the girls were just like standing there awkwardly watching as I'm getting roasted by the counselor. Like, because they knew that I wasn't intentionally trying to insult them. It was just all a part of the skit. I could even see the disappointment on the teacher's face, because you got some old woman over here insulting this 9-year-old. I swear to God, she was like 2 steps away from having someone hold me down and punting me out the window. Alright, so this story takes place in 3rd grade. I had this one math teacher. We're gonna call her Miss L. Very creative names, by the way, but I don't know what her problem was, but for whatever reason, she would always go off on me for working too fast. Normally, teachers yell at you if you, like, turn shit in too late, but she would always yell at me for turning stuff in early, and I'm like, what? Alright, I don't know what type of reasoning you have going on inside your mind, but I went with it. So I remember we were doing this one partner project. I was partnered with this one girl. It was literally rolling dice and recording down the numbers. And so we're sitting in the back, doing the thing. It took about 20 seconds, because this is not some Herculean task. A toddler could fumble his way through this. So we finish in about 20 seconds. We walk up to her, hand her papers, and then she looks at them, then she looks at me, and then instantly starts yelling at me. She's like, you need to stop working ahead, okay? This is not, just stop. You need to stop working fast. And I'm like, alright, I don't know why you see this as a bad thing. And it's not like I would just blindfold myself and just start doing the assignment, guessing on every answer. I would do the assignment correctly, but it would always be specifically because I worked ahead. So every time after that, whenever we had some independent project, I would always wait until someone else turns it in first so I didn't get yelled at. Or if it was a partner project, I would always like beg my partner not to turn it in, like, please, you don't understand the pain, man, just don't turn it in first. We gotta wait until someone else does it. Please, I just don't want to get yelled at today. And they would like raise an eyebrow and look at me as if I was one soggy French fry from lighting a church on fire. Alright, this next story takes place during 4th grade. It was on a very particular day because I had this mild discomfort in my stomach, but I ignored it for the most part because, I mean, it's just mild discomfort. I wasn't gonna go to the nurse and just complain about it. It's like, oh no, my stomach hurts a little bit. She probably would have given me an ice pack, so it would have been a waste of time either way. Anyways, math class rolls around and we're doing some independent classwork. 15 minutes in, and it's like Satan himself had come up from hell to haunt my stomach. It's like Chernobyl had gone off in there, and I was a solid 30 seconds away from just shitting my pants. Since we were just doing independent work, it's not like I really had to ask the teacher for permission to go to the bathroom. So, I get up, I run over to the bathroom, and at the elementary school I went to, the bathrooms were inside of the classrooms as a whole separate room. So, I run in there, I closed the door and I locked the door, but it wasn't a traditional door lock. There was like a button on the handle and you would press that and that locks the door. So I smashed that button, just completely clobber it, and then I slammed the door shut and I unleashed this unholy concoction into that toilet. It was like Marvel's Venom combined with the contents of a septic tank, and the smell was enough to kill more men than mustard gas. So after that relief, I wash my hands and I go to unlock the door, but the problem was, the button that you press to lock the door was already like in the handle, so when I go to press it again to see if it comes back out, it doesn't. So then I instantly go into full panic mode, like doomsday protocols going inside my head. My heart rate probably spiked at 200 BPM, and I just start frantically analyzing the entire door, trying to think of possible ways to open it. So I get really desperate at one point and I start pulling on the door handle to try and open the door, and I swear to God, that thing almost came off the damn hinges. Apparently all you have to do is just turn the door handle normally and that unlocks it automatically, but I was blinded by fear and just did not rationalize the situation. I got it open after like a solid 2 minutes of really panicking, and the teacher was like looking at me weird. She was like, "Why the hell are you sweating?" And I'm like, don't even worry about it. It was a massive shit I had to take, alright? Leave me alone. Fast forward to 5th grade and I had another tickle in my stomach, like butterflies had just been summoned in there, and I had the urge to use the shitter again. It wasn't as urgent as last time, so I took my time. I asked the teacher. She was like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." So, I walk into the bathroom, but because of my traumatic experience with fucking school bathroom door locks, I just didn't lock the door. So as I'm annihilating the toilet with my asshole, I hear a knock at the door. I look up, and a girl's just standing there looking at me for a solid half second before turning away and slamming the door. So, my dumbass back then having fucking PTSD about door locks, I didn't lock the door, and a girl just so happens to walk in on me on that same day. To be fair, she gave me a solid 0.25 seconds to respond after her knock to say, "Hey, I'm in here using the shitter, don't come in." So I don't know why she knocked if she was already planning on just trying the doorknob anyways. So, I walk back out, and I try to play it off casually, but I damn well knew everyone was just roasting me inside their head. Alright, going back to 3rd grade, there was a lot of shit that went on in my elementary school years, so there's just a ton of stories to tell there. So, there's this one girl that I really liked. Her name was Sarah, and I don't remember the full story, but apparently there's this one other guy who also liked her, and he was considered one of the cool kids at the time, so I stood a solid 0% chance of, actually dating her. And eventually got to the point where we were supposed to have a fight over her. It was honestly some next level nice guy shit. Obviously, we weren't actually gonna fight, considering we were like 8 at the time, and we couldn't exactly throw punches, much less savagely maul each other like bears, and any teacher could just walk over, body slam either of us, and end the fight that way. So eventually one day at recess, this was a few days before school ended, Sarah and I are talking. I'm sure it was a very insightful conversation. So eventually we get to the topic of that guy and I liking her, so eventually she says, "If you like me, you could just tell me." And I'm like, "Really? Alright, I like you." And I don't remember what happened after that. So fast forward a few days, it's the last day of school, and I'm in English class with Sarah, the last class of the day, literally 10 minutes before class ends and school's out for the summer, I finally grow some hair on my nutsack and I ask her to be my girlfriend. To my surprise, she says yes, and I never saw her again after that. After school ended, I think she moved back to Sweden. So, that was the longest relationship I ever had. Oh, my life is sad. Alright, I don't think there's enough time for me to, tell another insightful story, so I'm just gonna throw in some music and end the commentary here. So if you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe. If you dislike, and leave. And, yeah.